We are inching closer to the 2025 NFL Draft. And of course, I'm back again with the Commandalorian, the draft guru, Cravante Bebe. Another profile here today.
Hey man, I'm just glad we able to put some time aside so we can actually do these, man. 'Cause I was like, it's like how teams do their 30 visits with draft picks. Is like we got our 30 profiles to do, so just finding time to put this together is more of a task than actually doing them. I'll say that.
Well, today, Cravante, we go to Michigan, your rival from the Ohio State, and we take a look at Mason Graham. Real quick, let me give you the measurables before you do your thing. They call him Mason the Place, by the way. Junior, another junior, 6'3" and a half, 306 pounds. Of course, he went to Michigan. 24 reps at 225, 27 tackles, 2.5 sacks his first season, 36 tackles, 7.5 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and a forced fumble sophomore year. This past year, an Outland Trophy winner. That's the best defensive lineman in the country. 45 tackles, 7.5 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks. Cravante, I just pretty much put football player in all capitals. That's what he is.
So it's not often each year that we have a interior guy that's like, yo, he's it. I've saw a bunch of different film and highlights on him, looked at what other guys are saying about him, and it's pretty consistent that this is a top 10 prospect. He checks pretty much, all the boxes, has a very, very high motor. Um, the word that I've seen is most consistent from what I've heard and what I've seen, unblockable. Very, very powerful, very explosive. He has some pass rush upside, but he is interior lineman, so it's like it's kind of like he has upside. He can do it, but he's absolutely unblockable. Takes on double teams well. Um, really good with leverage and flexibility. But he's a monster, especially one on one. Like you need four eyes on him as a offensive. Look, the vision and the instincts for him to be 300 pounds. He moves very well. He's like a bear. He's like what they call him, a dancing bear. That's absolutely what he is. Like I said, high motor. The effort is there. Good job setting up people when he wants to do pass rush. I was just talking about that upside. He's not phenomenal at it, but very strong, very powerful, absolutely unblockable. Anybody in the top 10 would love to have this guy. He's pegged to go to Jacksonville at 5, which is fine because anybody can use a guy like this. Just look at what the Eagles did. When you could get pressure from the interior of the defensive line, like edge is edge. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got good edge rushers, you got good edge rushers. But it's different when you could put pressure in the quarterback's face. And Mason Graham has done that a lot. It when they say jump off the screen, he jumps off the screen. Like he's really unblockable from the interior position. And that that is a very underrated way to upgrade your defense. Now, we got a nitpick. Even if he's a top 10 prospect, we got a nitpick. He's a little on the undersized, a little bit on the undersized side as far as his frame. Um, Probably can develop more of a pass rush plan. Like I said, he has upside. He could do it from time to time. He's good at setting up, but straight up, if it's third and long, we know you coming. So the offense like a better setup for it. But like I said, that's very much upside. But other than that, I mean, this guy's a top 10 guy. And he's probably gonna go. He's been paid to go 5 to the Jaguars, and I think that's a perfect spot. Really a perfect spot for anybody. And 24 reps. He's the animal.
I was going to say he can play nose guard, three technique, five technique, all those fancy terms that the football junkies know. Where do you see him going? I know you mentioned Jacksonville, Cravante, but I don't trust what they do down there for obvious reasons. I think they could have had Aiden Hutchinson, but that's another
Okay.
story for another day. Do
Yep.
they overthink this, or does a team overthink this, and maybe does he maybe fall to like the latter part of the top 10, maybe a Chicago or I don't know, someone like that possibly.
So, what's the? I need the draft order real quick.
I got you.
Four. I know four is the Patriots, five is the Jaguars, six is the Raiders. um, I know eight is the Panthers. Who's seven? Um,
There we
so
go.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is where it starts. Jet. Oh, the
Jets.
Jets. Ooh, Jets would be crazy. But I think the Jets are gonna go either O line or they might reach for that tight end. Whoa, Mr. Warren. Um, Panthers will love him. If he falls to the Panthers will take him. Absolutely, because the Panthers want to upgrade their defensive line. I think they'll go edge, but if Mason Graham falls, they'll definitely take him. I don't see him going past 8. I really don't see him falling past 8 if he falls. But the Jacksonville Jaguars should not overthink this, but it is a Jacksonville Jaguars after all. So that may be a thing, man. But again, everybody remembers the last thing that happened, and we saw the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes get dominated by that defensive line, mainly from the interior. He couldn't do anything. I could not do anything. So if you had a Mason Graham, you're on your way to having a dominant defensive line.
The Jaguars, Cravante, just reading this, allowed 5.9 yards per play, which is 30th. And there are only 32 teams, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Their defense hasn't been reputable since like that one year they made it to the AFC Championship with Jalen Ramsey and those guys.
Yep. I think what Miles Jack on that team too.
Miles Jack.
Yeah, and yeah, that defense was crazy. I mean, the defense was the reason they got there because who was the quarterback? Blake Bortles. Defense was
Yeah.
the reason why they made it that far. But since Ramsey left, the defense has been on a downward. So
How do you does he compare to anybody, player comp, anything like that? Any final thoughts on Mason Graham? Are you taking him if you're a GM?
absolutely, because this is also a pretty safe pick too. Like you don't have many safe picks in the top 10. Like you got your guys who are elite level prospects. You got your guys who are safe. You got guys who have upside. You got boom and bust. You know what I'm saying? These are all different categories where we could put players. He's a top 10 prospect that's safe. He's been very, very consistent. You put on the tape of Mason Graham, he does the same thing over and over and over and over again. Like if you sit and watch it's consistent. He's very consistent. What you get out of him is consistency and that motor. You know what I'm saying? Well, a big guy to have a motor like he does, I think a lot of GMs are willing to pay for that. And as far as comparisons, I have two. I've seen Christian Wilkins a lot, and I've also seen Aaron Donald because, like I said, he's pretty unblockable, especially one-on-one. So pretty much you need two sets of eyes on him at all times. So he would give a center guard combo a lot of problems.
Mason Graham, we will see where he goes, but I'd be remiss if I didn't play the sound.
No bread, no water, just meat. That's one big son of a bitch!
We'll see where Mason Graham goes come draft day. Stay tuned for more profiles. We're going to hit all the prospects that you guys have been asking for in the comments. We're back at it again. For Cravante, yours truly, God's favorite host. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell, and we will be back with more draft profiles here on the Flex Zone.